Hey guys, are you aware that the one thing that separates you, poor you, from the rich you is the way you think about money? That's it. So I want to let you know that inside of every person is a poor person and a rich person. The only thing that separates the haves from the have-nots is just how they think about money, right? So money doesn't necessarily within itself make you rich, right? The mindset is what's going to make the difference. So you can be rich right now and not have, $1 million in your bank account. You could be that right now in the mind, right? Or you could be poor right now and stay that way if you never change the way you think. So let me prove it to you. So let's say someone cut you a check. I cut you a check because I like you that much. I cut you a check for $10,000. Now, there's a battle going on as soon as you get the check. There's rich you, there's poor you, right? So I call it Rich Randy. Rich Randy wants to use money a certain way. Poor Paul wants to use the money a certain way, right? So the question is, who's going to have control? Who's going to have say so, right? Who's going to get to do what they want to do ultimately at the end of the day? And for most people, it's poor Paul. Poor Paul gets to do what he wants to do, and you stay in that poor position. Whereas Rich Randy, because Rich Randy is in you, there's a poor Paul in you, there's a Rich Randy, right? So let's look at it. So $10,000 check has been given to you. You've got the poor person in you who has plans for the check. Probably look like go shopping, take a vacation, buy some things. I gotta be a little bit quiet. I got the baby sleeping, so I'm trying to do this video while I drive around the neighborhood and let the baby sleep. And if you guys have young kids, you already know what I'm talking about. So I'm not gonna get too loud, guys, but just bear with me. So if you have, right, the poor person in you gets control, it's gonna be the $10,000. What's it gonna go on? What's it gonna look like? The spending pattern. It's gonna look like take a vacation, buy nice things, maybe put a down payment on a car or a new place to live, buy some clothes, take a trip, get lit, hang out, do some fun stuff, buy a bigger TV, buy some bedroom furniture, all of that, right? Now, all of that is just consuming. So my point is, poor you is just going to be consumer minded and go, what can I buy? What can I B-U-Y? What can I buy? So your money goes B-Y-E, bye-bye. The poor you is going to go, what can I buy with this money, right? And you're going to buy a lot of IG stuff, I call it, instant gratification stuff that's going to make you feel good, look good, post on Instagram, and then, a few weeks, couple months, 6 months from then, ain't going to matter no more. Not going to care. Nobody's going to be liking the pics. It ain't going to make a difference. How do I know this? I've been through all of this. So I was a professional poor person. Man, I had it down. I knew how to live without certain utilities. I've done it. I knew how to, stretch $1 for a day if I had to. I've eaten so many Hot Pockets and canned goods. My daughter and I, she could tell you even today out of her own mouth how poor we were. And so I've been through all of this. And so my hope for you all is that you don't go through that, because it ain't fun. And especially if you have kids or you have a family, you definitely don't want to drag them through that. Right? So am I telling you, like I said in the other video, am I telling you that God wants everybody to be a millionaire? No, of course not. But I am telling you should not be living in lack. In his kingdom, there's nothing but abundance. So if we're operating the way we're supposed to be operating, we should be living and walking in abundance, right? All your needs should be met. That's just the way it should be, right? But I know for most of us, it's not that way. And so I just do these videos to try to help you out. By the way, smash thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit subscribe. If you haven't already, welcome to the channel. And so poor you is going to take the money and is going to say, what can I buy with this? And then you're going to go into consumer mindset and just buy things. And you're going to buy until there's no money left. And then you're going to be back to your comfort zone, which is being broke or being paycheck to paycheck or struggling. And you might not believe that's your comfort zone, but I'll give you this test that you can do on yourself. When you get money, what do you do with it? Exactly, you buy things. And then you get back to the struggle lane, right? Let me ask you this. Why are you so comfortable in the struggle life? Exactly. Because that's what you're good at. That's where you're at your best. Now, you don't think of it that way. I didn't think of it that way. I was wondering, like, man, how come every time I get my hands on money, it could be 3, 4, 5,000, just like that, I'm back down to zero. Oh, that's where I'm comfortable at. That's my comfort zone, is being broke. And I never realized that, and I do now. And I hope you guys learn it before you have to. Well, learn it now before you have to learn it the hard way, because you can learn it the hard way. There's an easy way, a hard way. I choose the easy way. If somebody tells me, hey, don't go that way, the bridge is out, I went that way and crashed, say less. You don't have to tell me, guess which way I'm not going. I don't have to find out the hard way. So now let's look at Rich Randy, the Rich Randy in you, and not the poor Paul. Now the Rich Randy gets access to the $10,000, and Rich Randy, instead of saying, what can I buy, Rich Randy goes, what can I try? What can I try with this $10,000? And it doesn't have to be 10. Most people don't have that. But I'm just making a small example. What can I try with this $10,000 that can help me to make another $10,000? So see the mindset? I'm telling you, it ain't even the money. You think the money is your biggest problem. I'm telling you, it's not. It's the mindset. If you got a broken mindset, if that's what you're working with, then it doesn't matter how much money you have access to. It's never going to matter, because it's never going to be enough. The mindset is where the spending goes on. You spend it in your mind first. You have a desire for something. I got an extra $10,000. I got a desire to buy an 85-inch television, $3,000. Bam. See, it starts in your mind. I want that. And then you go get it. Now you're down to 7. You never stop to think, because I never did. You never stop to think, wait a minute. And I didn't have anybody teaching me that. You guys, you got YouTube, you got books, you got people on social media teaching you some things about money. Free money game. This is how you do it. Stop buying things with every dollar you get. And the next time you get your hands on some money, start looking for things that will help you to make more money. That could be an investment. You could get into the stock market. You could get into Bitcoin. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm not giving you I'm not telling you exactly what to do. I'm just throwing some things out there to get you thinking. You could flip a property. You can get into real estate. You can buy shares of a company. You can start your own business. You can start a hot dog stand, a popsicle truck. What else? You can get a vending machine. You can start a middleman business, like so many of you have who watch this channel, who are working with me to build your middleman business. You can create a middleman business from your phone. Hire a VA, work 1 hour a week, and make an extra $5,000-$10,000 a month. You can do that. You can get a vending machine. Probably one vending machine might make you $300-$400 a month. It adds up, right? So there are a bunch of things that you can do with the money where you can start learning how to make more money. The problem is, when you get the money, you only think about, how can I spend this money? You never think about, how can I win with this money? What can I buy? No, from now on, it's what can I try? Right? What can I consume? No, what can I produce? What can I create out of this? Use your imagination. What can I do with this extra $10,000? Oh, I could go buy an investment course and learn how to invest. Bam, that's something. Oh, I can just take this money and work with Sean and create a middleman business, if that's what you want. Bam, that's something. Hey, I could take this money and go buy 3 vending machines and just get started, see what happens for a year. Bam, that's another way. At least you're trying something that could potentially create cash flow for you. Because people think, the paycheck or the income from the paycheck is living. No, cash flow is living. Cash flow from an asset means that you don't have to sell your time at a job to make a living. That's how you want to be. That's where you want to be. So if you don't take anything from this video, if you haven't taken anything from it and you don't get anything from it, I don't know what to tell you. I'm giving you everything right in this one video. If this was taught in schools, your life wouldn't be the same today. You wouldn't be in the position you were in today, because now you would walk out of class going, wait a minute, you guys are going to take your $1,000 and buy a video game and buy some shoes and a phone? No, thank you. I'm going to stick with this old phone. I'm going to take my $1,000. I'm going to go invest in some type of asset, and then I'm going to generate cash flow, get in the habit of doing that, and I'll never have to work for a paycheck again. And I'm here to tell you that's freedom. If you want freedom, it does not come in the form of a paycheck. It will never come from a paycheck. So if you want financial freedom in your life, you want time, because you guys don't know how important time is to me. I hope you start to understand how important time is. Time is so important. You know why time is so important to me? Because here's what I know. I'm not going to be here forever. And knock, knock, you're not going to be here forever either. So the faster you accept that and understand that, you know that every day that passes, you're running out of more time. That's a day you'll never get back. So that'll create a sense of urgency in you, or it should create a sense of urgency to where you're like, you know what? I'm getting closer and closer to leaving this world. You know what I don't want to do for the rest of my life? Punch this clock. I don't want to live on somebody else's time. I don't want to get paid somebody buying every hour from me, and I never get to live my life. I don't want to pop up on the news, collapsed at my job and died, and they drug me out and put me in a box, and the next day somebody filled my position. They just moved on. And I've worked myself to death, stressed out, anxiety, can't get a pay raise, can't get a promotion, still can't get the parking space under the tree. And I just gave that company everything for 30 years and had a heart attack and died. And I wish, you know what I wish could happen sometimes? I wish that somebody who's experienced something like that, passed away on their jobs, God forbid it happens to anybody. And it's always a sad story when you see it. But I wish somebody that passed away on their job the good Lord would let them come back just for a day, and they could tell you and me and everybody, was it worth it? That's the question I have. Was it worth it to work on that job for 10, 20, 30 years, hustle and bustle, hustle and grind, do everything you can, do everything the right way? You were a great employee, you did a lot for that company. But if you could go back and live your life differently, would you do it differently? In fact, you don't even need anybody from the grave to tell you that. You can find somebody close to you that you probably already know and say, hey, grandma, grandpa, you worked that job for all those years. Let me ask you, if you could go back and do things differently, would you do that again? And I guarantee you 9 out of 9 would say, not a chance. I would go back and repeat that. No chance. And so all I'm trying to convey to you is that if you don't change the way you think, there's no amount of money in this world that can fix you. No matter what you're given, you're gonna give it away. The only chance you have of making it, the only chance you have of creating wealth is to do what? Change the way you think. You have got to learn a few things. You got to learn that money is a tool that you should use to do one thing, that's make more money. You've got to learn that you're running out of time. Don't sell your job, your hours on a job, or your life on a job for the rest of your life and die. Don't do it. Never trust that your job's going to be there tomorrow. Never stack money in a savings account and just leave it there waiting on bad things to happen. Never do that. Here's what you should do. Use every dollar that you have available to make more money. That's the only thing that's going to change your financial life. And that's the only thing that makes the rich different from the poor. That's the only difference. That's the only thing that the haves know and the have-nots don't, is that money is a tool to make more money instead of a tool to buy nice things. Because people always say, well, if I had more money, no, you always have access to money. You still think money is the problem. That's why you can't win. When you start to realize money ain't the problem is what I think about money, the usage of money, money utilization. Then you're like, oh, I got to figure it out. He's right. Next time we get money, we're not going to buy things. We're going to use some of the money to try to make more money. Okay, now the game changes. Now you're playing on a different level. Now you're playing a different game, okay? And that's the secret. So when I created my middleman business in 2020, I just got tired of working for money. I got tired of being paycheck to paycheck, and I decided I don't want to live like that. I don't want to see my family struggling financially, just trying to make it work. No. Why are we living in lack when we serve a God of abundance? Something's wrong. And so the middleman business has created wealth for my family and I. All I'm telling you is you need to start thinking about how you're going to create wealth for your family and yourself. And it's not going to come from a paycheck, because a paycheck is just going to take you away from your family and all that. It's just going to rob you from all of that. So you've got to get in the habit of using money to do what? Make more money, right? That's what you got to do. So you can enjoy life. My wife and I, we're going to spend the day together doing whatever we want to do. She doesn't have to work. I don't have to work. I haven't had a job since 2020. She hasn't had to have a job since last year. She works part-time because she enjoys doing what she does, but she doesn't have to. That's the big difference. So, but again, really quickly, learn how to use money to make money. If you want to learn how to do what I do and you're sitting there and you're going, Sean, you're right. I need to learn how to make money while I still have this job, so one day I can leave this job, or when they fire me, I'll be okay. My family will be taken care of and we won't need a paycheck a year from now. All right, that's fine. But in order to get there, you've got to do me one huge favor, and that is put the word middleman in the comments below so you can get the free training link. It's not going to cost you anything. Let me give you the blueprint. It's free, just like this video. Let me give you the blueprint so you can come in, see what I do. I'm going to lay it out for you. Book, deposit, dispatch. Book, deposit, dispatch. Now, if you're not sick of working for a living and you want to work and slave away for a paycheck the rest of your life, hey, more power to you. But if you're like me and you're like, I want freedom, then you need to join me in that free training. Put the word middleman in the comments below. I'm going to teach you 3 things: how to book, deposit, and dispatch. Use your phone to do it. It's super easy. Then we're going to teach you how to hire a VA, work 1 hour a week, and make a good bit of money, okay? Hopefully enough to change your life. So if that's you, and most of the students average about $3,000 in their first month. So we want to get it up even higher than that, but still not bad when you don't even have to leave the house or do any work. So, but if you want to learn how to do that, put the word middleman in the comments below or click the link in the video description below. I'm limited on space, so get there early. Click that link ASAP. Put the word middleman down ASAP. Show up for yourself. Show out for your family in 2025 and change your life. And I promise you, if you do what I tell you to do, your life will never be the same. No, it's not for everybody. I know that. But for those of you who feel like you can do this, who feel like you can, I can use my phone and book customers that make $100, $150 every time I do, every 5-10 minutes, of course. Right? You book 2 customers a day at $150, because I try to get you guys about $150 on every customer. 2 customers a day, that's $300 per day. Let's just keep it small. If you book 1 customer a day, that's $150 a day from your phone, from your house, without leaving the house, for, let's see, what's that, $4,500? $4,500 a month without even leaving your house. Now, if that's something you want to do, again, put middleman in the comments below, and I'll see you in the free training. All right, guys, have a wonderful, blessed day.